She can hear me. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream today. It's Miriam from Product Hunt, South Florida, and I'm joined with my co-organizer, Kravi, also co-founder of EOS Miami, and we are chatting with Michael Sieb.
Hey.
From Type Studio, experienced product launcher on Product Hunt, and he's going to share everything with us, best practices, what he does to prepare, things of that nature. Any questions you have, just pop them in the comments below and we'll get to them. So Michael, how are you? What's up?
I'm good. I'm glad I've been invited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. When did you co-found Type Studio? Give us a little bit of a brief journey to this point summary.
Yeah, sure. So it was back in November 2019 when I started actually another product with three friends of mine. We wanted to build like a micro learning app for online courses, similar to Blinkist summarize ebooks or like books in general. We wanted to do that for online courses, and therefore we started to validate the idea and talk to many like online course creators from Udemy, Skillshare, and so on, and figured out they are all like experts in their field, but none of them has any experience with video editing, or they don't really like to do the video editing by themselves with the tools that are out there. And then we thought, how can we make it easier to give them a tool where they can easily edit their online courses? And that's how the idea of Type Studio came up. And so we built our first MVP. And so Type Studio is basically a text-based video editor. The special thing is that we transcribe everything that you upload. So you upload your video, it's running in the browser. We transcribe the spoken words into text, and then you can edit your video by just editing the text. So for example, you have some misspellings or bloopers, you can easily highlight it in the text, hit the delete button, and the video will cut automatically. And yeah, so that's how we started. We built a very lean MVP, and then finally launched the first beta version on June last year on Product Hunt, actually. Yeah, and since then, like a lot of things happened, and we still developing the tool and also the main functionality. But yeah, that's how we started or came up with Type Studio.
Okay, and so what do you prepare? Because you've done very well on Product Hunt, and you launch, like, let's just start there. What do you do to prepare?
Yeah, that's a good question. So in the beginning for our first launch, I didn't even know what Product Hunt is. So a friend of us told us, oh, the product you're building it's perfect for launching on Product Hunt. And I was like, what is Product Hunt? So I checked it out. It was a month before we actually went live. I checked it out. Then I do some research and read all the articles that are out there, blog articles about how to launch on Product Hunt and how you should prepare yourself and stuff like that. And then I started to spend probably way too much time on that, and like really deep dive into the whole community or the ecosystem of Product Hunt, try to discover how it works, how you should prepare. And the first thing I did, or actually for our first launch, I was like, okay, you need to get like as many upvotes as possible. Okay, we have a good community around us. Let's just activate all our friends and tell them we are live on Product Hunt, and they have to support us. And that turned out pretty well in the beginning, but like when the day was almost halfway over, it shows that the algorithm really don't like people who are brand new on Product Hunt. So if, for example, if you want to activate or like get all your friends and family to support you when you're live on Product Hunt, the algorithm will notice that these people are very new or brand new, just created their account a couple of minutes before, and their upvotes are basically worth nothing. So that was one big learning for after our first launch. And what I did then is I really connected myself with all the people who are already on Product Hunt, with all these makers from Indie Hacker and all the other platforms that are out there, and just chatted with them. I had nice conversation, get to know these people, and then when we launched our second time, it was easy for me to ask them, hey, can you support us on our big day today? And that really works out quite well. And that's so the first, there are like actually two things to prepare for launching on Product Hunt. So you either need to build your community on Product Hunt with the people who are already there and are established makers on the platforms, which is like very time consuming. And again, I spent way too much time on doing that, but also it's a nice benefit to have conversation with other makers. So that's nice, and get to know all these founders and entrepreneurs that are out there. So maybe worth it to do it. And then what helped us also was finding a hunter who was is one of the top tier hunter. I'm not sure if everybody knows what a hunter is on Product Hunt. It's basically someone who submits the product for you to submit it on the platform, and basically they are like more, or they are already on the platform for a longer time, and people know these guys. So we search for a big hunter, like one of the top tier hunters, ask him if he want to help us with our launch, and that helps us also to reach more people who are already on the platform. So that's one thing. I can't stress it out enough to prepare building your community with people who are already on Product Hunt, because in the beginning, the most important thing basically is to get like early momentum or traction for reaching a top position for the day when you're live, so that everybody else can figure out what product you are building, and if people like it, they will push you throughout the day and you will stay on top. But yeah, for this early momentum to get there, like getting some traction, you definitely need your community, your friends, or whoever you can activate to get to this spot. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. And we've got Sats join us from Maya. Hey, Sat. Also product organizer in Tampa.
Nice.
So this would be probably a good chance to... Sat also launched on Product Hunt. I don't know how much you caught of what he was saying, Sat, but what do you think?
Sorry for joining late, Michael. It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to meet you. I did do a little back-end research on your Product Hunt launch, and I caught a little bit of what you were saying. I agree 110%. I believe, utilizing Product Hunt is almost the same concept as launching the product within the real world. You need to find the right community to help back you, and you need to find the right folks to help boost that credibility of the product, by engaging with the product and things like that. And that was something that was really useful for us as well. The same for you. And so that's why I could really appreciate that, because that worked well for us, that worked well for you, and I'm sure that worked really well for all of the others that deployed on Product.
Mm-hmm. And you saw recently, we did a Blitz here, Michael, in South Florida, where we were like, okay, we're going to get as many products launched during a week and try to really push the community to get on Product Hunt, set up your profile, start seeing who's on here, like comment, engage, find value, see what's up. And Sat, of course, was like, well, we want to go and launch Maya during the Blitz, but they had recently launched already, so it was like not within that time frame. One thing that's interesting about Type Studio is you guys, I feel I'm getting a launch email from you guys every few weeks. It's like Type Studio's launch on Blitz, and I'm like, Wait a minute. They were launched we just uploaded them. So like talk about how are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? And like, what's the deal?
Yeah. So, I mean, in the beginning, as I said earlier, we just thought when we prepared our first launch, we didn't even thought about launching Type Studio or like different features that often. But I mean, we are an early stage startup. We need to find how we can grow our audience. And product is basically a nice marketing channel where you can put out your new product or like your product in general and reach this early adopters, this tech enthusiasts, and like all these people. So and then it worked out pretty well for us in the first launch. So we thought about, okay, why not launching like a new feature again? And I mean, there are like you can definitely read on Product Hunt rules that you should only like consider to launch every 6 months with like a new version or a major update or a version 2.0 of your product. And so but I mean, I did some research and I found many products who did that before, like launching on a regular base. And so we thought, okay, why not using this channel and try to reach as many people as possible and like getting the word around Type Studio that it's there. And so we consider to launch the next feature, and we try to build like a new use case around it, because like video editing, it's a huge topic. You can discover so many things in this area, and we basically built so far we built lots of different features around our core editor itself, and so it was really easy to like make it look like a new product or like build a new separate use case around. And then we went all in and launched like I guess every single month, and so far we did like 12 launches, I guess. So yeah, that's how we discovered the platform.
That is
The look on Miriam's face is priceless. We should screen grab that. I haven't seen that look before. It's very memeable.
12 launches. Like, I feel like that I did one launch this past weekend and I'm still recovering from just because what are you doing when you're launching? Are you posting in Slack channels? Are you sending the private DMs to people? Are you like posting on social? What are you doing during a launch? What does your day look like during a launch?
Yeah, maybe I can go a step before and give a little bit more insights about the preparation. So, I mean, we have a team of almost 8 people right now, and when we launch a new feature, like everybody is basically involved. Our developers building the feature itself, that takes way more time than just the launch day itself. Then also like the preparation of our assets like images. For example, Erik and Marvin are always doing the design of the new product that we are launching. Then Alex, who is our video guy, is producing a nice video to explain it in a fun and educational way, so that we can like also entertain people on Product Hunt a little bit. So every time we put in some effort for doing like a nice product video, and then we decide about the actual name, all the copy, the descriptions, the headlines, etc. And then what I do like a few days before, I basically prepare all the messages that I want to put out on all our social media channels and all these Slack groups. So there are a bunch of groups on Facebook and on Slack. I've written a blog article where I like put all these groups together, or I created a Product Hunt launch guide, so you can check them out there. There are like very many Facebook groups where you can post your product when you're live. I mean, the interaction is not that good, but at least some people will see it and might check it out. And the same applies for all the Slack groups. But yeah, it's definitely a thing that I always do. And then I'm basically, since we launched that many times, I've built like a good community around me with people who are also makers and are active on Product Hunt. And then I just send them a DM, and or sometimes, most often, they will discover it without my message, because they're checking Product Hunt every single day and are living basically on this platform. So yeah, and once you get to this stage, it's like feels natural launching on Product Hunt.
Can we dig deeper into how 12 launches affected your team internally? Is this part of your engineering or your product development cadence now? Or do you like set a date in advance and you're building features to that date, or do you have the features built already, or how is this basically affecting your actual like product development internally as well? Seems to be a very unique situation here. Be very
that's a very good question. I would say it's, from time to time, it was really the case that we thought about, okay, what feature? I mean, we always try to speak to our customers and have like a feature roadmap, what we want to build in the next, or what feature should we build next, and not coming up with our own thoughts, what could be cool. So it's all like validated by our users, what they wish. But from time to time, for example, there was a launch where we launched the mobile version of Type Studio for like adding subtitles automatically. And there were a few people who used our product who wishes they want to use it on the mobile phone as well. So we thought, oh, that's perfect. We can make a launch out of it. A mobile version of Type Studio, that's great. We can easily launch that on Product Hunt. So we built that. It took us a few weeks, and then we launched it, and it turns out it wasn't the best idea. And we, like, some people used it, but it was not the best experience and didn't really make sense, because the whole editor itself, it's not supposed to be mobile friendly right now. So yeah, we definitely learned by doing like all these launches. And I said it in the beginning, we built so many features around our core product, so that we like, it's a way how we discover which direction we should go, and where like people are using our product, or how they use our product, and what features they want to see. And
yeah, it's really great, because it seems like this is like product market fit on with real-time feedback from product and community, as opposed to like trying to spend all this money and gathering customers to do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that's the way we try to do it. And I mean, the people on Product Hunt are very like helpful in terms of giving feedback. They are willing to like give you proper feedback, what they like, what they don't. And so yeah, that's really a nice way to build your product.
Yeah, I really appreciate the community that you and Miriam have curated, because I also do a lot of video game meetups. And man, that community is toxic, man. If people don't like your stuff on Steam, it's like they're like, not only they'll let you know, they'll also say they don't like your cat as well on top of it.
Yeah,
there's that.
We also tried out. We also tried out Hacker News or like Reddit, for example, and we never really leveraged this game, or we never really get any traction there. And when we posted stuff there, it was really toxic, the environment. And that's a unique thing, I would say, about Product Hunt. They're very nice guys all around the place there.
Yeah, Reddit can be so scary. Literally, like, I almost got canceled on there for talking about my product. But Product Hunt, they give you honest feedback. They really try your stuff. And then if someone pops in and is like, well, I don't see how this is different from XYZ product, you still get the sense they're telling you it in a constructive way, where they're like, hey, have you seen this other product? Like, you're wasting your time building something that someone else has already built, or whatever. And it starts a conversation around, well, differentiation in the market, and it becomes more of a healthy chat. I saw you came off mute. Were you going to say something?
I actually forgot what I was about to say. I was about to mention something though, but I totally slipped my mind now.
No worries, no worries. So Michael, when is the next launch for you? And we'd love to see a demo of Type Studio. I know I'm on the mailing list. I signed up for it. I was like, I want to use this. I obviously haven't gotten to do it myself. So I would love to see a demo from you.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
and Michael, like, I mean, when you do the demo, like, just keep in mind, like we talked about pre-call. You know, we have a lot of people who are filmmakers who follow us. We host the Miami Sci-Fi Film Festival. We have a lot of filmmakers from Germany as well who launch here in Miami. And, you know, we're the only film festival that has an AI track. And this seems totally sci-fi. I think a lot of filmmakers, including myself, we didn't know this existed. And even on Twitter, I see techies and futurists, right, talking about someday we'll have the holodeck, right? We just like say something, and then, you know, the AI holodeck enterprise computer will create the the experience for you, or I don't know, but it seems like you created something we all thought was going to be 25th century. So pretty interesting.
I mean, maybe there will be not another launch for the next few months, because we launched, when was it, 2 weeks ago, or we tried and for like our 12th launch, and we not get to the front page because like somebody probably like one of our competitors or like reached out to Product Hunt and asked why can they launch that often, and isn't that against the rules? And so we chatted with the Product Hunt team, and they said they want to be more strict, because I mean, I also said in the beginning, there were like a bunch of, I can name you tons of products that are launching with the same technique as we, like many times, and not every 6 months, but yeah, they won't let us on the front page. So maybe we have to wait for 6 months now to launch another time. But yeah, it is how it is. But
or you
yeah,
you can just come to our film festival. You know,
yeah,
it'll be your first time here. It'll be your initial launch in the festival circuit.
Yeah, I would be down for that. Yeah, I mean, I can show you around Type Studio. Give a little quick demo.
We do have some live viewers. Hi, everyone. So I love it when we have live viewers. We get to see on the other side. So please comment. I want to know who's watching, even if it's just like one of my friends or Saad or Fabi's friends or Michael's friends. Say hello, say a comment so we know you're here, and ask a question for Michael. And cool, there's the demo.
Oh yeah, can you see my screen? Everything.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So yeah, this is our website, and basically you can get all the information here, what features we have, but I will show you around. So when you go in and sign up, there's a free version where you can upload up to 10 minutes every month, and do it completely free. Where you will end when you sign up, you will end in the dashboard overview where you have all your footage stored. So as I said earlier, it's an online editor, so it runs in the browser. So you can use it on your Chrome, on your Safari, across multiple devices, no matter if you're running on a Windows or Mac PC. And then you can create a project and just drag and drop your file. So it's either working with video or audio file. Just drop it here. You can also upload it from your Google Drive or your YouTube video with the link. And what we recently built is like a recorder, so you actually can also start recording your video or audio right in Type Studio. You have to select the languages, so we support like around 30 different languages. That's why, yeah, I mean, our main users are like the most users are from the US, but since we implemented so many different languages, there's obviously people across the world using Type Studio. So then you upload your video. I won't do that because it takes a few minutes, or depending on how large your file is. And when you end up, when the upload is done, you will get into our editor, which will look like this. So you have the transcribed text on the left side, and on the right side, the video preview. And what you then can do, you can, first of all, you can search for, you can actually really search the real content of the video, or you can go through the text and see if you have any, like if there are bloopers or mistakes somewhere, you can just highlight them and hit the delete button, so you can cut it out of your video. You can also, it's already activated, you can see it on the top bar here, the subtitles. So since we already transcribed the whole video, you can easily create subtitles to your videos, or closed captions in this case. With one click, you just enable them, and you can drag and drop them on your canvas. Oh no, it's a little bit laggy here. But you can drag and drop into all the different positions where you want to have them. And yeah, what else can you do? When we are speaking about subtitles, you can actually translate your whole video into different languages. So that's also a feature that people requested, since we have an international audience. Why can't I like translate my subtitles for like Spanish speaking people? So you can easily translate them, and you will have the subtitles in different languages. You can, for example, this is a video which I made for a friend who is running an e-commerce business. So I did a little promo video for him about that studio.
Quick question. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So the stuff like the yellow thing in the corner, the purple up and down on the top and bottom, is that being done in Type Studio too, or?
Oh yeah, it's the original file is just, the original video that I uploaded is just this video, and then I built this template around. So I chose another aspect ratio. I went with a square image, aspect ratio, and put in my video in the middle. So I built this template around. I give it a little proper headline, which is there all the time. And then I added like some shapes, like the star here in the background, the logo of the maple, and all these things. So you can build like a really good looking video just with Type Studio. And all the interaction or everything is done by the text. So for example, if you highlight this part, you will see like popping up this menu where you can add text, you can add an image, and you can add like shapes. And they will appear from this time, like, or in this period which you marked. And
very good. I have another question. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Then let's say I have, like, let's say I take this video that we have right now, and I want to cut out, like, pick the side where I'm in it, and I just want to like pull you into the frame, you know, like. Can I do that on Type Studio?
So with one file, or with like you have recorded into two different videos actually, or?
I only have one video.
Okay. I guess that's not really possible right now, since that you can't really like on a dynamic way change the position. So for example, if I put this video or this frame in the middle, it will stay here for the entire video. You can't say right now, okay, from this part on, it should like jump on or go away, and another section of the video will be shown in the center or something.
Got it. But maybe in the
future. That's a good thing. We are actually working on this like multi-lane editing right now to make it like I mean, that's a very core feature of a editor, I would say. So that's, for example, a feature that we still need to implement, that you can do something like you just said, for example.
Okay, go ahead, continue with the demo. I'm sorry.
So then, I mean, we use Google's speech-to-text transcription, and we all know the transcription. I mean, for English, it turns out that they're pretty accurate, like almost 98% if you have a good audio quality and speak like proper English, it will catch up all the words. But for sure, there are like some words that are not corrected, transcribed. And when you want to correct them, you can switch into the text correction mode here on the top left and just go, you can also double click just in the word and say, okay, this word is not right, I have to correct it. And then you can just type in the correct word and it will be updated also in the subtitles. So that's the text correction mode. But yeah, the video editing mode is for like cutting things together. And yeah, what else did I forget? You can actually make what many of our users are doing right now is like repurposing their content. So they upload or they recorded the video once and then they cut out like many different tiny snippets to promote it on all their social media. For example, they created like a landscape video. They also created portrait one for like Instagram. And so you can duplicate your videos in the project overview and create like many different versions out of your one existing video, which is very helpful. So you don't need to record like it over and over again. And yeah, then you have the export option where you can either export the whole video, then the rendering will start. We are doing the rendering in the cloud, so your PC won't heat up or like the fans won't start to spin because we are doing the heavy lifting on our side. You can also just export the audio and like this, the SRT and VTT files are different versions of the subtitle files for like professional people. When you want to add them manual to your LinkedIn video or whatever, you can also export this stuff or just copy and clip the whole transcript to your clipboard and paste it somewhere else.
So Michael, is there plans for an enterprise version, like with like RPA, robotic process automation or batch processing, like for example, Cloudinary or anything that can batch process like a lot of videos or pictures at one time?
So that it's more like automatically create, like an automatic process where you create multiple videos from your one uploaded one, or
yeah, or even automatically editing them to like you put your your banner in, put your yellow star in the right place. Like for example, right, one of our things we had in Miami, we had a startup that I co-founded called Stepflix.com a long time ago, and we shot 1,200 dance videos with a lot of dance instructors. And I couldn't sit here and try to edit 1,200 videos, so that would need some sort of scripting, I think.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Right now we are thinking in which direction we would like, or what the next features should be. And one is, for example, more this automatic or automation process. We are launching next week, or like we release or we ship the template feature where you can like build, for example, this exact template, what I built here, and apply it to every single video that you upload. So
can you show us like an actual edit process, like maybe actually move some text around, see what happens?
Yeah, sure. So for example, the headline, you want to have the headline on your entire video shown up. So what you are doing is hit Command A, like mark all the text and add the text overlay here, for example, like say, this is my new headline. And you can like style it for, you have to style it, of course. Let's say we are going with the yellow font, and maybe we can go with the transparent background. Then
but the video stays the same though. Your portion, you talking is the same, but the graphics, everything else changes.
Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same. And what I did here, for example, I put in this first slide. It's just an image which I put over my video. You can see here, like there are pauses where nobody is speaking, and then I will start with, "Hey Maple users, this is Michael," and then my intro slide will disappear. So it's just an image which I put over the entire video. And
"Hey Maple users, this is Michael."
And yeah, sorry.
Cool.
Oh,
So can we do one now? Like if you took your iPhone and pointed at us, could you shoot a video of me interviewing Miriam and do a little quick edit?
It takes a while for it to upload.
Oh, it does? Okay.
So
Oh yeah,
do it live during the demo.
Yeah, it will take. We.
So I was gonna like out her secret identity
Dude,
on air, and
Robbie's always doing. He's like, let's do it right now.
I mean, yeah, it will.
Especially live, right? You know, you can't. You know, it's like not edited or anything else. You know, it's real.
Because, this is what I want, Michael. Just a little request since I have you. I mean, okay, I want to be able to. I'm all about messaging. You know, like I'm about it. My phone is in my hand literally at all times. I want to upload the video from my phone via text message to Type Studio.
Ooh.
So I want to send it via text. Then I want to tell Siri, edit this video, add a red star in the right corner, add cap. I just want to talk to my phone, and then it sends me back a text with it, or even better, just post it to social media for me.
Yeah,
so, you know, if you could just build that.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing which is like future stuff, I would say, or like it's definitely a thing when you can tackle this or like solve it in a nice way. You definitely find somebody who use it. Where we did a little bit more magic, I would say, or in terms of AI. This is the feature that we launched recently, or the 2 weeks ago on Product Hunt, which not turned out to went well. Is the voice over translation. So, for example, we can use like artificial voices. You can either choose for a female or a male voice, and you can let them talk over your video in, like, for example, in Spanish. So that you have like an artificial voice speaking your video in different languages. And again, that's like just a very rough MVP feature that we launched, but yeah, we put it out there because like some people requested it to like actually build their like community, like the international community, and like they run, for example, like YouTube, like many or different YouTube channels in different languages, so they can produce like content in different languages. That's why we built this feature, which is like
it's actually really popular on TikTok now. Everyone's got artificial voices rather than using their real voice too.
Yeah, and they're becoming better, to be honest. They're not that worse anymore. So yeah.
That one was a very popular Product Hunt launch. I remember like the comments were really like, oh, people were really into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I will stop sharing my screen and come back to you guys that I can see you. Okay.
What do people need to do if they want to get in touch with you? I mean, obviously you're very on Product Hunt. Your DMs are open. How can people reach out if they have more questions or want some advice? And are you hunting products yourself? Because I imagine you have a lot of karma at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm actually started at some point because like more and more people reaching out and asking if I can hunt for them, and I start doing that. And sure, when you have a product, I love to like actually get my put my 2 cents on any product and try to bring some value or like help people who want to launch on Product Hunt. So you can hit me up wherever you want. You find me on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or just shoot me an email. You definitely find something where you can reach out to me.
What kind of products are you into hunting? What kind of products do you like?
Yeah, I'm more into SaaS business or like products because I'm building my own. So I'm a little bit more familiar with that. But in general, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I like to discover every kind of product. So just feel free to reach out. There's no restriction, I would say.
Okay.
And then one thing, what I noticed, what you never do or should never do when you launching a product on Product Hunt, because I get so many messages from people who are just like they launch on Product Hunt, they are live, and then they figure out, oh, I need upvotes, and they start to contact everybody to collect the upvotes on an artificial way, and they just send me like messages without introducing themselves and just like asking for upvotes, and I don't even know these guys or people, so please don't ever do that. Like, build relationships first, like have a chat with people before you just randomly send them DMs. Here is my product, and my product is live today, can I get an upvote from you? That never really works out, and it's a bad idea. The same applies for, there are many places where you can buy upvotes, and Product Hunt gets better in detecting this kind of fake upvotes that you can buy on like Fiverr or wherever. So I highly recommend never do that. It's really not worth it. And yeah.
Didn't even know that you could buy that on Fiverr. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. There are like some bots or whatever. Like you can buy upvotes from this kind of profiles.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what do you see? I know we were wrapping up, but now I have a bunch more questions. What do you see as like the future of Product Hunt? Because, you know, we've got the new CEO. They just rolled out Hyper. Their Hyper is their new investment accelerator boot camp. It's like very community based. I checked out the application. I was like, hell no, I ain't filling this shit out. Like on page 1, first 10 questions, I ain't got.
Yeah, it's heavy, right? The application.
That was heavy. I'm like, what are y'all doing right now? Like, how much money y'all giving me to fill out this app? Like, can't you just scrape all of this from my LinkedIn at this point?
Yeah.
I was really kind of a little bit upset about it, not to like come down. But anyways, what do you think is going to be going on with Product Hunt? What changes are rolling out with them? The new CEO, how do you feel it's going? Dímelo.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And Saad, Prav, I would love to get your take on this too.
Yeah, that would be great. I also want to hear that, your opinion. I mean, they just recently, I guess yesterday, they announced a new CEO, and the other CEO was only there for 8 months, or not even 8 months, or just also since Ryan stepped down, and so they had like 2 major changes in the very last time. So yeah, I'm really not sure what their plan is, what they want to like build Product Hunt in, or like what new features they want to apply. What I really want to see, or like would love to see, is that they are like even more, and I mean, I guess they're trying it to build like or to get the community even closer. I mean, there's no way that you can like directly interact with people on Product Hunt, so there's no live chat, like chat option or something. And I would love to see that you actually can have your conversations with other makers on Product Hunt, on the platform itself, rather than like switching to Twitter or like any other platform to having a conversation with people. So, and I think that really brings value when you want to build a community, to give them the chance to communicate to each other. So yeah, maybe we will see something in the future. And I mean, they are posting many things on Twitter, like the Product Hunt account, and they're asking what I recently read it, that they asked what kind of features people wish, and there were like many people putting in the comments that they wish to see reels, or like a story format, like which you can see on every platform nowadays. But yeah, so mainly that's even more, the community gets closer together, and they also started again with like events and doing the hackathons and stuff like that. So yeah, that it's great to be closer to the community.
Okay. First of all, I did not know that Josh is no longer the CEO. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, that's confirmed. Yesterday they switched the CEO again.
What? I
Yeah.
just searched the news on Google. It's not even a headline.
I think when you go to Product Hunt, the news are in the top right corner that says Ashley Higgins, Product Hunt's new CEO, and then they published an article.
Door.
Yeah, it's from yesterday.
Okay, so I'm on the homepage Product Hunt right now. About Us newsletter, under the newsletter.
Well, when I go to the front page or like to the main page, it's on the top right corner. It's like suggesting me latest stories, right above the hyper advertisement stuff there. I mean, I can also.
Okay, okay, that's wild.
Yeah,
yeah. Are you sharing your screen? Because I'm not.
Oh, I can also share my screen real quick. So here we go. Wait, it was right here when you go latest story, or it was the suggestion for me at least, and says Ashley Higgins is now the new CEO of Product Hunt.
Okay.
And they introduced her.
So what is Josh doing? Is Josh going to go into this hyper thing? Where?
Yeah, I think so. Did they wrote something about? I mean, I just flied over the article. I didn't really read it. Probably, yeah. I'm not sure. We have to figure it out, but yeah.
Okay. Can you post the link to that in the chat? And then the other thing that I wanted to post up in, and I'll put it here as a comment in the chat as well, is that someone else, another product maker, a few years ago, came out with Product Hunt Chat.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I should check it out.
But I don't think anybody used it. It only got like 60 something upvotes or something wild. And so, if we're not all using it, we can't really use it. But that was great. Saad, Prav, any thoughts on the future of Product Hunt? This shocking news to me. I mean, I don't want to be alarmist, but
I didn't even know there was a new CEO. I was still on the old one too. I did see the new rigorous process for the new application, and it's too much for someone. It's too much for a founder that's so busy already to be filling that out. So I agree with you. It was very rigorous. I do agree with you, Michael. I'm looking forward to seeing some real-time engagement with the community, because that's like a missing feature, the real-time engagements. And you're right, we bounce off a lot when we have to interact with some of those people, and most of the time it's email. And so I do look forward to the real-time communication that could happen.
Yeah, my take is like philosophically it's going the wrong direction. It's like, I think the world is getting more decentralized and more community oriented and community input. And the fact that you're in Germany, we're all in different cities basically, but we're all, community organizers, and we're caught off guard just shows there's no real community input. It's very centralized, and it's like we're begging. It's almost like we're taking scraps of the table, so to speak. Maybe that might be too harsh, but if it doesn't stop, that's what it will be. It's how these things get. If there's no pushback from the community, then it'll just get. And eventually, the community will abandon it and go on to something else. And you see plenty of open source projects. When they become like very have a foundation that's very like disoriented from the community, and the foundation becomes more important than the community. Eventually, that's you wait a couple of years and the whole thing will collapse. The opposite thing is like when you have something like Linux or Bitcoin, where there is a central force, but they're kind of still very community oriented. Then that can survive, I think. Yeah.
Well,
did you guys all bought the new the first Florida Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but like coin in general? Like I guess they also launched it on Product Hunt a few days ago.
Coin?
Yeah, the Miami coin. Here we go.
I didn't do it. First of all, I don't know how to do that. Okay. Second of all, I have concerns because of the amount of education that it takes to understand how these systems work and how cities are not just made up of my generation and the generation below that can grasp this. And I spoke very publicly about this during the Bitcoin week that we had probably was there at an event. And I mean, I think about the older population, how do they understand this? And now we're instituting this new monetary thing. A lot of people who use city services and things of that nature are not able to kind of like take the mental time that it takes to wrap yourself around how does new money work? Like, we just aren't there yet. I feel like it should kind of be a slow and steady. And I would love to see a different city kind of be the test of it, because I'm not a huge fan of Miami politics or Florida politics in general.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, like Miriam made great points, you know, at the Bitcoin conference, and I think just more people saying what Miriam's saying out loud is helpful. Like, for example, last week I went to a one of our friends' crypto events at the Center for Black Innovation, and they were doing like the typical, the speakers at the front and the audience in the back, you know, asking questions at the end maybe, but just listening basically. And I felt it was very elitist, right? You know, because the people up front were talking about like, you know, they're basically like talking about NFTs, right? For there's musicians and artists and stuff. They're talking about stuff that's like, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, right? You know, and just the gas fees alone would be hundreds of dollars, let alone what you're buying. So if you're an artist, you know, trying to market your NFTs to your community, right away you're going to be turning off your fans, right? You know, if they're used to paying $20 for your CD or your album on iTunes, you know, now you want them, you're going to spam your email list saying, give me $10,000, right? It's just like there's a little disconnect. I mean, and on the stage, everyone was so excited about how much money we're going to make, right? But not realizing that, you know, it's the money has to come from somewhere, right? Someone's paying for those NFTs. So, I mean, obviously, you know, I took a cue from Miriam's book. You know, she encouraged the pirate in us. So I didn't wait for the Q&A. I, you know, raised my hand and voiced my concerns during the middle of it. So, but, you know, I used to have like an alter ego, right? Another name. So we just do that. I'll say I'm Miriam. You know, ask me a question. People used to that already. So. But I think though, you know, it's important to say things that everyone's like thinking, but you know, especially if you want to be a community organizer, it can't just be because of title, right? You actually have to do something for the community, you know, not just like have something on your own personal LinkedIn saying you're an organizer or something.
So, did you get any Miami coin?
I didn't even know it existed. I was not aware of it at all. And I'm going to continue down the same path. It doesn't exist to me at all.
Yeah, there's actually like 3 Miami coins right now, so I'm not even sure which one launched. So,
Spoken like a true founder. So it's like, I'm building a startup right now. I don't know anything about anything but what I'm doing right now. Like, it's just like,
To be focused.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He's like, no, we were launching our own coin, and that's what. No, okay. So what about? Okay, one last question. What's going on with the future? I have two questions actually. Okay, the first one is about future video. What's that? What do you think, Michael? What's the future of video?
So why we started, or what we see in the future, is that actually that's our like main goal, to make or democratize the video editing space, to make it like for everybody possible to start creating great content. And so when I look back in all the old editors, I mean, now we also have some competitors that are doing a great job with like online and easy to use video editors. But when I look at, like, when I think back in when I edit a video with Premiere or Final Cut, I need to watch tutorials before I even can get started with like my video editing, because they are so complicated. They are like over engineered. They have tons of function that I don't even need. And I mean, they are like, they will exist, I think, forever, but because like professional.
Yeah, and it changes every year too. You learn it one year and the next year it's a new version. So
yeah, sure. And then you have to watch another tutorial again because everything changed. And but what I wanted, or my point is that they will exist and they are great for professional video editors that make like movies or like cinematic videos, but for all the content that is distributed on social media and on YouTube and wherever, like where like the whole creator economy needs the tools to create their content, and that's what we want to serve with our editor. Like we want to make it as easy as possible, and that everybody can start creating their content without having knowledge about video editing. And so I see like a shift, or like that more and more people can actually start creating great content. So yeah, that
Yeah, and
I
it's
think the
definitely
future.
coming from the
More people coming in.
the filmmaker point of view. I know it's really a needed product, because we can't rely on these tools made by the bigger companies like Google. YouTube constantly removes their video, their cloud editor. They take it down for a couple years and bring it back, knowing they're going to take it down again. Another one was like killed by Google, Twitter type things. but also, like, in most of these video editing tools, there's like apps, right? And like you said, there's no comparison between a cloud editor versus an app editor. You have much more power in the cloud. So I think having basically you're filling a need in the creative community that's, from a feature point of view, it seems to exist anywhere, a lot of places, but from a practical point of view, it really doesn't.
Yeah, totally agree. And also, I think it will split, like there will be a video editor which is perfect when you want to make like GIFs or like animation stuff. And with our approach to like transcribe the video and actually make it possible to edit the real content, what you are saying, you don't have to skip through the timeline and search for the specific spot. You can see it in the text, or you can easily find it. And also for like future stuff, we will understand the video, the content itself, and we can like run tons of AI or build on top of that. Like we actually can understand the content. And for those kind of videos, like this is our niche, or like where we fit in when it's about like content focused videos, then like the text-based approach is like, for us at least, it's our hypothesis that it's the better way than like a timeline-based approach. And I mean, there will be several different kind of editors. So for every kind of video that you want to produce, there will be a good fit. Yeah.
Okay, we only got a few more seconds really. So do you have the last minute? Because I got a question that's important. Okay.
No, go right ahead.
Okay, what about, this is something that's on the radar of everybody, and I don't want to put you on the spot, Michael, but I feel like I have to ask it. What about like video editing? Is this ADA accessible? Can anyone use Type Studio? Like if I have, a different needs?
I'm not sure if I really get the question, or can you rephrase it, or?
Like, let's say I'm blind. Can I use your video editor?
Yeah, we actually try to. I'm not sure if it's 100% like. There are specific guidelines how you can make also a website accessible for everybody, that like people who are blind can read the content and understand what the website is about. And we looked into that field, and we also built a bunch of stuff is already like able that you can like interact with our editor, for example, if you can't really see. But I won't like say it's 100% that it's working perfect, but we definitely consider like take some working to that it's also accessible for like really everyone. Yeah,
I'm just saying that is future next level thinking. Because the way that people even think, like the ideas in my head first, even before I even see it in my head first, before I see it, and then I say it. So if you could just literally somehow, I'm talking Neuralink at this point. Like I don't even have to talk to Siri. I'm watching the video, and as I'm watching it, I'm seeing the edits I want to make, and Type Studio
I love.
You might need a new name at that point. You have to change the name.
That's a great idea for a feature, because our friends in LA host all these accessibility conferences. And I think like a lot of this stuff is, a lot of tech companies, they all support it. And down here at Dan Marino Foundation, I think there'd be a lot of volunteers available for you. So if you created like, since it's all done in the cloud, right? If we can match up, or if you can match up volunteers who are sighted to help the blind, and they just both work on the same video that exists in the cloud. And I think that the volunteers to do that will be, working for free, basically, if they believe in the mission.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's already not for like blind people, but for people who can't really hear. It's Type Studio is the only editor that they can use because they can read through the text and see the actual content of the video. Because when they use another editor with a timeline, they can skip through the timeline, but they have to listen at which point they are in the video, or like what they are really saying. So they can't really understand the content. So that's, for example, a way people can already use the editor when there are some.
Yeah, but I think though, but your editor, I think would be very useful for that community though, because a volunteer who knows Premiere would be very hard to find, but just someone who knows just generally how to type, much easier to find to do this type of thing. So your tools might be very useful for that. So we can have a more wider net of volunteers, so to speak.
I'm into it. And I'm into this whole entire video. This live stream was fantastic. Thank you, Sot, Prav, for taking time. My organizers, you guys are rocking it. Michael, appreciate you dropping knowledge and the cool demo and all you're building. Make sure everybody out there follow Michael on Twitter. I'm just going to put up his handle to keep in touch with all his product hunt launches. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Follow, like, comment, all that good stuff. Any last words from anybody?
Yeah, it was great to be here. It was a really nice chat. Enjoyed it. I hope I didn't speak too much because I really like to drop my knowledge which I gained on Product Hunt and But yeah, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure to be here and it was really fun.
Thank you.
All right, and see you in Miami at the film festival. Where
Here we
we'll
go.
do a track, man. That'd be great. We'll create like these 40-hour film festivals. We'll just have one category for your tool. Instead of 40 hours, it'll be like a 48-minute film festival. See what you can make.
I mean, it's actually our plan to move to the US at some point to build.
Oh yeah, Miami is the place to be. There's a lot of people from Berlin who come here seasonally.
And I also follow the whole startup ecosystem building up there. I know what you guys are up to there.
You have a lot of fans in Miami. You do.
Nice.
Dot, anything we need to know? What's going on with Maya? What's up? Anything you want to announce? Tampa popping off.
Well, we closed down the name Zybite, and we are now officially incorporated as Maya AI, and so that's the biggest news for the last week. We have some PR coming out in reference to that, but that's about it right now.
Did you incorporate in Delaware?
I did.
Look at you. Going for some money.
We have our first investor, so we have our first investor too, and so we had to be Delaware. And they're in Sydney, Australia.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hit up Sot if you're looking to invest in the future of work. Who was I? Oh my God, Techstars. I was just on a thing with Techstars. They're all about the future of work. You should go through their accelerator.
I chat with them every 2 weeks, different silos and different hubs. And so I chat with them very, very frequently. I applied to AI in Montreal, and we believe we might have some play there.
Okay.
We're just crossing our fingers. So.
I know that the Techstars Anywhere is open right now.
Yes, that's right.
Apply for that. Future of work, Maya.
Yeah, that's right. The industries of the future is the one I'm looking at.
You can do the one here in South Florida, right? The South Florida Innovation at Nova. It's on Zoom for now. So
who runs
it's in person. What?
Who runs that?
John, right?
John who?
Well, no. He runs the center, but the program's run by Patricia.
Patricia and Therese. Right, yeah. I just spoke to Patricia this morning. That's why I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so basically it's basically Zoom school 3 days a week, 9 to noon. But since it's Zoom school, you can be in Tampa, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. We did the Zoom school in Sydney, Australia. It was okay. I really wanted to be in Australia. I don't want to
Awesome.
be over Zoom, but you get what you take.
Australia's locked down. Anyways, we have one viewer that watched us all the way. They're still here till the end. See, we're dropping all the good stuff at the end of the video. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Thank you.